Atlanta. I'm Mark Cochran, and you are listening to Emory Women's Basketball here on EmoryAthletics.com. This afternoon, the 9-2 Eagles begin conference play by taking on the Rochester Yellow Jackets. The Eagles come to the game on a 4-game winning streak. They last topped Bates 62-45. That last contest was back on January 2nd. They now look to continue that streak into conference play. Rochester, they sit at 6-5 on the season. They are coming off a dominating 81-53 win over Rochester Tech back on January 7th. That was just a few days ago. Last season, though, Emory swept the series. They won both games. The first one 70-52, and the second one 78-54. They do trail the all-time series, though, against Rochester, 35-26, but they lead 17-15 in games played here in Atlanta at home. So the Eagles will look to start the conference schedule off in the win column here this afternoon. Now it's time to go through the starting lineups for both teams, starting with the Emory Eagles. It will be at guard, Allison Chernow, senior. Also back in the starting lineup, senior Aaron Lindahl, followed by sophomore Anna Arado. Senior Lindsay Say will be at the point guard position, and then Tori Huggins will be at center. For the other side, for the Yellow Jackets, the starters are Lauren Foley, senior, Tessa Ludwig, junior, Juliana Okaniski, sophomore, Shannon Loiseau, sophomore, and then Hannah Lindemuth. Again, the starters for the Yellow Jackets are Foley, Ludwig, Okaniski, Loiseau, and Lindemuth. Starters for the Eagles are Chernow, Lindahl, Arado, Say, and Huggins. We're ready to get this one started here. Eagles wearing their home whites, white tops, white bottoms with blue and gold numbers. And then for the Yellow Jackets, are wearing navy blue tops and bottoms with white names and numbers. Both squads heading to the circle, looking for the opening tip. It will be Tori Huggins taking the tip for the Eagles against Shannon Loiseau for the Yellow Jackets. Both teams are in the center, referee in the middle with the ball. We're ready to get this one underway. Tip goes up, and it is won by the Eagles. Huggins wins the tip. Say coming down quickly, looking for somewhere to go. Kicks it out to Arado. Arado going left. Now it's over to Lindahl. Lindahl working her way towards the top of the key. Dished it off to Huggins. Inside pass to Say, but nowhere to go, so she dishes it all the way back out. Goes to Lindahl, the top of the key. Dribbling right side into the paint. Tough shot, and it hits off the heel of the rim. No good. Picked up by Loiseau and the Yellow Jackets. Coming down with it now is Ludwig. Ludwig gives it to Loiseau, and now it's over to Lindemuth. Lindemuth to the top of the key. Pass to Foley. Back to Lindemuth. Now a tough pass there to Ludwig, almost stolen by Chernow. Three is put up and drained there by Foley, and that starts the scoring off for the Yellow Jackets, 3-0. Coming back down quickly, Say finds the lane, tries to put up a shot, and draws the foul as she crashes to the floor. The foul is on Lauren Foley, her first foul. And now Lindsay Say will go to the free throw line for the first time in this contest. Say drains the first one, looking for her second shot, shooting 50% from the line this season. Second one in as well. So it is now 3-2. Eagles down one with about 9 minutes to go in the first quarter. Coming back down with it are the Yellow Jackets. Inside is Loiseau. She puts up a nice shot off the glass. Extends the lead. It's now 5-2. Eagles back with it. Say in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. Dish it over to Arado, top of the key. Right-hand dribble. Tries to put up a tough underhand layup, but it's no good off the bottom of the glass. Guarded by Loiseau, and the Yellow Jackets take over. Three is put up and nailed. Right there by Lindemuth. And it's now 8-2. So Yellow Jackets starting to pull ahead here early in the first quarter. Emory trying to respond. They have yet to make a field goal. About a minute, a little over a minute and a half into this one. Lindahl, inside bounce pass to Arado, fakes the shot, spins, now puts up another one, but it's short off the rim. And it's picked up again by the Yellow Jackets, handed off to Ludwig, coming down quickly, now dished it out. Another three put up, and this one's just to the left, no good by Foley, and the Eagles will take over. Chernow behind the back dribble, finds a lane, up off the glass and in. Nice play there by Allison Chernow, and it's now 8-4. Eagles cut the lead in half. Some fancy dribbling there from the senior. Yellow Jackets trying to extend the lead yet again. Okoniski battling in there. And it will be Eagles' ball here as the ball goes out of play. Coming back down quickly is Say. Again finds a lane. Tough shot. Rattles around the rim and falls. So Lindsay Say being aggressive with the ball so far in this one. 4 points for her already. And it's now 8-6. The lead is 2 for the Yellow Jackets. Inside pass poked away by Arado, and taken over is Lindahl on the fast break, but can't quite make the separation. Waits for her teammates to join her. A little back and forth with her and Arado. Now it's back to Lindahl inside the paint. Long dish to Chernow on the right corner in front of the Yellow Jackets bench, trying to direct traffic. Tight defense here by the Yellow Jackets. Nice play. Inside pass to Huggins, but gets an unfair roll, and it doesn't fall. Now a collision in front of the Yellow Jackets bench. It goes out of bounds, but it's going to be a foul on Chernow. Too much contact there, and that's going to be her first foul. So it's still 8-6. Tough break there for the Eagles. Nice pass play by Lindahl and Huggins, but the shot just took an unfair roll. Bringing it out is going to be Ludwig for the Yellow Jackets. Now she kicks it over, and a three is put up by Lindemuth, and that rattles home. Lindemuth with her second three of the quarter already. It's 11-6 now. Three is put up by Molly Weiss, who has entered the game for the Eagles. It does not fall. Again, an unfair bounce, and the rebound comes up in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Long pass by Okoniski goes off the hands of Lindemuth and out of play, back to the Eagles. So 11-6, 6.5 to play here in the first quarter. Eagles trailing the Yellow Jackets. Lindsay Say will cross the timeline, trying to set the play. Now working over to the right wing. Arado now, right-hand dribble, back and forth, battling with Loazo. Three is put up by Huggins, but it's just to the right, and back in favor of the Yellow Jackets. Pumping the brakes there is Ludwig, and she loses the handle of it. Picked up by Arado. Eagles again take over. Chernow by the UAA logo on the left side, tries to find a lane. Tough shot, and does find the basket. Good drive there by Chernow. It's now 11-8. Eagles down 3. Almost losing a handle of it there was Ludwig, and now she does as Chernow with the fast break. Layup goes in, and the Eagles are now just down 1. So Chernow with 6 points already in the first quarter. It's 11-10. Emory trailing Rochester by just 1 point. 5.5 to go here in the first. Ludwig bringing it out. Finds a lane wide open to the basket. Underhand layup falls easily. So a little bit of a defensive breakdown, but they come right back to Emory. Wide open pass to Chernow under the basket, and they're right back within 1. Eagles with a beautiful quick transition there for the score. 8 points already for Chernow. Rochester not giving up, but it hits off the iron, no good. Lindsay Say coming back quickly. Say runs into a wall, kicks it back out to Molly Weiss. She's in front of the Rochester bench, looking for somewhere to go. Now passes it to Arado. Arado bounce pass all the way over to Huggins, up from 3, and it falls. Huggins from 3, and the Eagles with their first lead of the contest. It's 15-13 now, Emory over Rochester. 4:20 to go in the first quarter. But just like that, it's tied up as Loazo makes that bucket. Good pass play there for the Yellow Jackets. Emory back on the attack. Chernow with it on the left wing. Pick trying to be set by Arado. Now back to Huggins. Huggins going right side. She finds the lane, and she is rejected by Loazo. There will be Emory ball still. 15 all, 4 minutes to go in the first. Great defense there by Rochester. Into the game is Kennedy Catter. She will inbound to Blair Ripley, who's also entered. Ripley gets it near the basket, dished it back out to Lindahl on the left wing. 3 seconds to shoot. Ripley tries to put up a shot under the basket. It's no good, but she draws the foul. So with just 1 second to go, she draws a very nice foul, and she will now go for 2. Foul is on Allie Fornes. First shot up and in. Now 16-15. Retaking the lead is Emory. Ripley this season shooting 70% from the stripe and buries the second one as well. So Emory's up 17-15, 3:45 to go in the first. Coming back down with it are the Yellow Jackets. With it now is Sestrick. Sestrick over to Lindemuth near the top of the key. Trying to look for somewhere to go. Difficult pass intended for Fagan, but it is knocked out of bounds by the Eagles. And will still be Rochester ball. Inbound goes to Fagan. Fagan gives it to Fornes. Fornes gives it to Sestrick. Battling right side again is Rochester. 2 seconds to shoot. Desperation shot put up, no good there by Fornes, and the rebound goes to Emory. Back down with it is Catter over on the right wing. Runs into a little bit of trouble. Now dishes it over to Arado. Arado right side, underhand layup, spins it off the rim and in. Arado with a beautiful shot. 19-15, Emory on top, 3 minutes to go in the first. Fagan now coming with it near the top of the key, spins. Nice pick set by Fornes. But then it's dished all the way back over to Lindemuth. Lindemuth thought about shooting from 3, instead dished it over to Sestrick on the right wing. Sestrick battling with Lindahl. Back to the left side, 8 seconds to shoot here for Rochester. Tight defense from the Eagles. Driving forward, Lindemuth puts up a one-handed shot from the free throw line. It is short, picked up by Ripley and Emory. Catter bringing it on the right side. 2.5 to go in the first. Lindahl from 3 and buries it from the left corner. Beautiful bucket by Lindahl at 22-15. Eagles are on a run here, up 7. Inside jumper put up by Lindemuth falls. And it's now 22-17. Emory still on top. Catter on the right wing. Now to Arado, just to the left of the key. Looking for somewhere to go, working the left side. Finds a little bit of a lane. Underhand layup with the right hand. Bounces off the rim and finds its home. So Arado with another nice layup. 24-17, Emory on top. Minute 45 to go here in the first. Fagan battling at the top of the key. Dished it over now to Lindemuth. Lindemuth right side, desperation shot, short, but the rebound is picked up and buried by Callie McCulley. So Callie McCulley gets 2, and right back down with it is Lindahl with the score. So Emory wasting no time, retaliating on that layup. 26-19 the score. Emory on top, minute 10 to go in the first. Back with it is Rochester. Tough shot attempted there by Sestrick. She gets knocked to the ground and draws the foul. She'll go for 2. It's Anna Arado with the foul, her first. And going to the line for the first time is Sestrick. Sestrick shooting 86% from the free throw line this season. 24 of 28. First one up and in, nothing but net. Makes it 26-20, favor of Emory. Sestrick trying for her second one and buries that one, nothing but net as well. 26-21 the score. Emory up 5. And it looks like Coach Jackson barking orders at her team from the sideline. Ball poked away, but Catter's able to regain it. Long pass to Ripley under the hoop. She goes up and down. Some contact made, but they're going to say that's a travel there. Good defense by Rochester. and it will be Fagan bringing it up. It's poked away by Molly Weiss, but it goes out of bounds and will still be in favor of Rochester. Ready to inbound is Lindemuth. Gives it to Fagan, again battling with Weiss. Tight defense by Emory. Fagan dish it over to Sestrick. She tries to power her way through. Her shot falls no good. Gets her own rebound, and the second shot falls. So Sestrick with a tough layup. It's now 26-23, three-point lead for Emory. Only 25 seconds to go in the first quarter. Huggins with a behind-the-back pass to Ripley. A jumper from the free throw line does not fall. Picked up by Rochester with about 10 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Rochester will try and make one more basket. Lindemuth going down the left side. Her shot is knocked out of bounds, but it was last touched by Lindahl, and it will be Rochester ball with 2.4 seconds to go in the first quarter. So Fagan will inbound it. Trying to get a shot off at the last second. Long shot there. Okoniski puts up a shot at the buzzer and buries it. So Okoniski makes the shot. Brings Rochester within one of Emory. 26-25 is the score after the first quarter. Eagles are on top, but Rochester not going away. So far, first quarter, Emory shooting over 55% from the field, 10 of 18, but 60% shooting for Rochester, 9 of 15. Rochester is killing the threes, 3 of 4 already. Emory just behind them, 2 of 4 from beyond the arc. Only one turnover so far for the Eagles. That's nice to see. They had a handful of turnovers in that last contest against Bates, something they struggled with a little bit. So far, winning the turnover battle 5-1 as Rochester has turned it over 5 times. Rebounding is in favor of Rochester, 9-5. They've done a good job grabbing the boards. 8 points for Allison Chernow. That leads Emory after 1 quarter of play. 5 points for Erin Lindahl. 4 points for both Anna Arado and Lindsay Say. 3 points for Tori Huggins. 2 points for Blair Ripley. That leads the scoring for Emory. And now we're ready to get the second quarter underway. Lindsay Say gets the inbound. Now it goes over to Erin Lindahl. She tries to put up a shot, but is knocked away by Okoniski, and Rochester will take over. Crossing the timeline is Ludwig, battling with Chernow. Gives it over to Loiseau. Loiseau to Sestrick. Sestrick runs into Lindahl, gets it out to Loiseau, finds a lane, puts it off the glass. Too strong, but it's picked up by Okoniski. She tries to put up a shot. It's no good, but she draws the foul. It's knocked to the ground there by Blair Ripley. Ripley's first foul of the ball game. And going to shoot a couple is Okoniski. Okoniski 76% from the stripe this season. 25 of 33. First one up and in. That ties it up 26 all. 9:25 to go in the first half. Second shot finds its mark as well. Lead goes back to Rochester, 27-26. Coming back quickly is Say. Say inside the paint. Dished it back out to Ripley, top of the key. Eagles trying to retake the lead. Ripley drives in, puts it off the glass. It's no good, but manages to grab her own rebound. Almost loses the handle of the ball, but is able to dish it back out to Chernow. Chernow into Ripley. Tough shot under the basket, draws the foul. Ripley with strong play under the hoop there. She gets her second try from the free throw arc, 2 of 2 today. Spins the ball, first shot, in no problem. Tied up yet again, 27 all. Emory for the lead, and they got it. Ripley 4-4 from the line, 28-27. Emory leads Rochester. 9 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Ludwig bringing it out, battling with Chernow, dishes it over to Okoniski. Okoniski one dribble and then left-hand pass to Sestrick. Sestrick moving right side. Gives it now to Foley. Foley inside to Okoniski. Okoniski battling with Ripley. She puts up a jumper, and it's short off the iron. Picked up by Chernow. Back come the Eagles. Ripley from three, and it's just shy. And it's tried, or Arado tries to grab the ball, but instead she knocks it out of bounds. Will be Rochester ball. Chernow with the tight coverage on Ludwig as she crosses the timeline. Working left side, trying to find a lane. Thought about shooting, instead dishes it out to Foley. Foley right side, one step. Now over to Sestrick. Sestrick right-hand dribble inside the paint. Finds a lane, and it's knocked away by Arado. Arado coming in from behind and knocking that ball away just as Sestrick goes up for the shot. So it will be Rochester ball. Ludwig will inbound from the baseline. Looking for an open spot. Tight defense here by Emory. Finally gets it to Loiseau. Loiseau to Sestrick, and her pass back to Ludwig. Almost picked away, but Ludwig grabs it, tries to put up a shot off the heel of the rim. There's a collision, and it will be a charge against Ludwig. Good job there by the Emory defense. Able to draw the charge. Eagles will regain the ball, up 28-27, 8 minutes to go in the half. Say directing traffic, working left side. There's a lane, up and no good, just a little strong off the glass. Almost gets her own rebound, little collision there with Ludwig. But Loiseau comes up with it anyway, and now it's Sestrick battling with Say. Sestrick long pass to Ludwig in front of the Emory bench on the left side. Now Ludwig trying to drive in, but runs into a wall in the form of Huggins, who has to give it to Okoniski. Her shot misses, second shot up, but she is fouled by Anna Arado. That's Arado's second foul of the ball game. And ready to shoot a couple for the second time this quarter is Okoniski. She's 2 of 2. So Rochester trying to retake the lead with these two shots. First one to tie. Does not find its mark. Short off the front iron. Now Okoniski trying to tie it. Few dribbles, bends the knees. Second shot up, and that one's no good as well off the back iron, but it's picked up by Loiseau. She's double covered, tries to put up a shot, and they're going to say she stepped out of bounds. So it will be Emory ball. They still have a 28-27 lead after the two missed shots by Okoniski. And Huggins will inbound to Say. Say crosses the timeline right side over near the Rochester bench. Battling with Foley. Gives it over to Ripley, top the key, working left side. Inside bounce pass to Lindahl. Fakes a shot. Now works right near the free throw line. Huggins back to Lindahl. Fakes a shot. A little bit of room, and then runs into a wall. Gives it out to Huggins, who buries the three. Huggins with her second three of the game. It's 31-27. Emory on top. And now Rochester trying to do something. Okoniski barely grabs it. Gives it over to Foley. Foley to Sestrick. Sestrick all the way over to Ludwig. Ludwig now working right side near the top of the key. Back to Okoniski. Sestrick working left side, trying to go into the paint. Nowhere to go. Chernow knocks the pass away from behind. Chernow couldn't even really see it. Just instinctively stuck the hands out as she was guarding Foley. And pokes it out of play. Still Rochester ball. Ludwig will inbound from the baseline. Inbound goes to Okoniski. Back to Ludwig from three, and it's way too far, but goes into the hands of Okoniski under the basket. Battling with it. It's her and Ripley, and it's going to be jumped. And that will go in favor of Rochester, I believe. Now there's a discussion going on with the referees. And now they're going to say it is Emory ball. So I think there was a little bit of confusion with whose arrow it was. But it is Emory ball. Coach Jackson over there on the Emory sideline giving directions to Say. Say gets the inbound, hands it off now to Weiss. Back to Lindahl. Now to Chernow left side. She finds a lane to the baseline. Kicks it back out to Say, who's open. Now she drives in. Kicks it back out to Chernow in front of the Rochester bench. Her pass is picked off, though, by McCulley. Tough pass there by Chernow. And back comes Rochester. Shot put up inside the arc by Okoniewski. Falls for two. 31-29. 2-point lead for Emory. 6 minutes to go in the half. Ripley under the basket. Shot up and in, but they're going to say a travel, I think. Travel or double dribble, so it'll go in favor of Rochester. Fagan will bring it out. Now over on the left side. Whistle is called. It'll be a foul against Say. That is Lindsay Say's first foul of the game. Lindahl coming back into the game. Ripley leaving for Emory. Looking to inbound is Mayer, and she can't do it. So she can't get the ball in within the 5-second window, and it will be Emory ball. Huggins gives it to Say. Emory up 2 here. Under 6 minutes to play in the half. Say to Lindahl, top of the key, fakes a shot. Now driving left side. Nowhere to go, so dished it back out to Chernow. Chernow working right, now left. Little lane, tough shot, and buries it as she draws the foul. Tough shot from the left block. Somehow falls, and she gets a chance for a 3-point play. Chernow with a fantastic game so far. That's 10 points for her. And she's got a chance at 11. Right now, 33-29. Chernow leads the team from the stripe, 88% shooting from the free throw line. 15 of 17. Trying to complete the 3-point play. And she does. Not a problem. 34-29. Emory on top. That foul was on Gillian Mayer, her first. So coming back with it is Rochester. Working right side is Fagan. Now to Lindemuth from deep off the heel of the rim, but it's picked up by Mayer. Great offensive rebounding so far in this one by Rochester. Mayer inside the paint. Back out to Fagan. Inside to Okoniewski. She puts a tough shot up, battling with Huggins. It's short, and Emory will take over. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. And Catter tries to put up a shot. She is denied as she attempted to go up. But grabbing the ball was Lindemuth, and it will be jumped in favor of Rochester. So Mariani Auza has entered the game for Emory. And a whistle is called. They're going to call a foul on Kennedy Catter as she was guarding Lindemuth. That'll be her first foul of the contest. And will be inbounded here by Mayer. Mayer over to Fagan. Fagan inside to Loazo. Loazo turnaround jumper inside the paint. Hits every part of the rim as it bounces around. Somehow finds its way home. It's now 34-31. 3-point lead for Emory. Catter has it. Now gives it to Huggins, top of the key. Left-hand dribble. Allison now with it inside the paint. Dishes it out. 3 put up by Lindahl, and it's just a little long. And Rochester takes over. Fagan battling with Weiss, almost loses the handle of it, but holds on as she crosses the timeline. Bounce pass now. Pass was to Lindemuth, but it ended up being knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Loazo, I think, and it'll be Emory ball. Huggins will inbound from in front of the Emory bench, and Catter will bring it across the timeline. Catter working right side, battling with Lindemuth. Gives it to Lindahl. Lindahl finds a seam, but cannot put the shot up. It bounces off the underside of the glass, and Rochester takes over. 3:50 to go in the half. Emory up 34-31. Okoniski near the Eagles' beak. Now gives it over to Fornes. And the shot does not fall there for Rochester. Emory takes over. Catter coming back quickly. Hands it off to Weiss, puts up a deep three, but hits off the heel of the iron and will be grabbed by Rochester. Back down with it is Lindemuth. Lindemuth is pickpocketed by Alza. They battle for it on the ground, and it will go in favor of the Eagles. Nice defense there by Alza. Able to poke that away from Lindemuth. Emory takes over, 3:20 to go in the second quarter. Huggins inbounds to Catter as she crosses the center line. Working right side near the Rochester bench. Stops the dribble, overhand pass to Ripley. Goes off her hands, and battling for the ball now was Ripley and Foley, and it's going to be jumped in favor of Rochester. Lindsay Say has entered the game again for Emory. Weiss guarding Okoniski. Okoniski to Sestrick near the top of the key. Dribbling back and forth, long pass over to Foley. Foley to Foley to Stites. And a shot is put up by Sestrick. It scoops around the rim, and the Eagles will take over. Long pass to Alza, wide open under the hoop, but she cannot connect, but does draw the foul. So Alza will go with the strive for two. So Alza, first one up, and makes that one. Alza shooting 56% from the stripe this season. Not sure who that last foul was on. Next shot is made as well. So coming back down quickly, it's 36-31. And the pass is stolen by Say. She comes down on the fast break, now pumps the brakes as she tries to wait for the rest of the team to join her. The foul was on Sestrick, that last foul before. Shot is put up and drained there by Molly Weiss. Big three-pointer there by Weiss, her first points of the contest, 39-31. Eagles up 8 here with 2:10 to go. Pass almost stolen by Alza. Sestrick dished it back out to Loiseau, and her shot is wide left. And Say comes up with the rebound. Another long pass to Alza. This time, Stites is there, but still Alza's able to put up the shot and make it. So Alza makes the shot, 41-31. 10-point lead here for Emory with 1:45 to go in the half. A tough shot put up by Sestrick. She comes up empty. Say will grab the board, take over for Emory. Say directs traffic, now dished it to Ripley, top of the key. She puts up a three, and it does not find its mark. Picked up by Fornes. Fornes hands it over to Stites. Stites battling here with Weiss. Stites finds the lane, tries to put up a shot, doesn't fall, but she does draw the foul. I believe that will be on Blair Ripley, her second foul of the contest. Going to shoot a couple is Stites, her first time at the stripe today. Stites shooting 71% on the season. Ripley leaves the game, and Lindahl comes into the game for Emory. Few dribbles. Stites puts up the shot. It's short off the front iron. Still 41-31. Emory on top. Second shot up. It's hits every part of the rim, but does finally fall. So it's now going to be 41-32. Emory leading Rochester. About a minute to go here in the first half. Say, bounce pass inside to Lindahl. Lindahl fakes the shot, gives it to Huggins. Huggins from deep, and it's well short. And it will fall out of bounds and be Rochester ball. So Huggins, not quite enough on that three. Ludwig will take the inbound, cross the timeline. Hand it off to Foley. Now inside to Okoniski. Okoniski, turnaround jumper, and buries it. Okoniski with another shot. It's now 41-34. Emory leading Rochester with 35 seconds to go in the half. Huggins falls to the ground trying to get that pass. And trying to get the pass off, but can't get a good one, and it rolls out of bounds in front of the Rochester bench. Will be Rochester ball. Ludwig now battling Chernow, left side. 25 seconds to go in the half. Ludwig. Couple of passes there, and it will be Emory ball. And Emory will take over with about 15 seconds to go, trying for one last shot. Say working right side. Dish it over to Lindahl, top of the key. 10 seconds to go now in this half. Lindahl to Alza. Alza driving near the baseline. Back out to Lindahl. Lindahl fakes the shot. 2 seconds to go. Lindahl puts the shot up and in right as the buzzer sounds. Aaron Lindahl ending it on a high note here for the Eagles in the first half. Emory takes the lead into the locker room, 43-34, after 2 quarters of play. Good half here for Emory. Get some half totals coming up in just a second. So, of course, 43-34 is the score. Emory shooting 46, just under 47% from the field. 43% for Rochester. Shooting 36.4% from beyond the arc are the Eagles, while the Yellow Jackets shooting 33.3%. And then from the free throw stripe, 9 of 9 for Emory, 100%. Huge number there, especially because they lead by 9 points. Only 5 of 8 for Rochester from the free throw arc. Only 5 turnovers as well for Emory. They're +6 in the turnover battle, 12 for Rochester. And that has led to 17 points for Emory off those 12 turnovers. Only 4 points have been gotten off 5 turnovers for Rochester. So again, Emory doing just about everything right in this game. The one place they're down big is rebounding. Rochester has done fantastic on the boards. 22 rebounds to only 12 for Emory, with 7 offensive rebounds for the Yellow Jackets. That's the one place they are really ahead of Emory. And then as far as individual scoring goes, Allison Chernow leads the scoring for the Eagles with 11 points. She has had a fantastic first half, especially because Chernow averages about 9.5 points per game. She is already 1.5 past that in just the first half. Lindahl's just behind her with 7 points, followed by 6 from Huggins, and then 4 from Say, Arado, Alza, and Ripley, and then 3 from White. So they've done a good job spreading the points around, have the Eagles. For Rochester, they have a tie for their leading scorers. It's Okoniski and Lindemuth, both with 8 points. 6 points for Loiseau. 4 points for Sestrick. 3 points for Foley. And then 2 points for Ludwig and McCulley, and 1 for Stites. That's the scoring for the Yellow Jackets. Let's see what these two squads are able to do in the second half. So those are some of the totals. Again, Emory leads Rochester 43-34 at the end of one half. We're going to take a break for halftime. We'll be back in about 10 minutes or so for the second half of play. You're listening to Emory Eagles basketball here on EmoryAthletics.com. How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Emory Women's Basketball right here on EmoryAthletics.com. This is Mark Hochman. We're about ready for the second half of play between the Emory Eagles and the Rochester Yellow Jackets. Emory leads 43-34 at the end of the first half, and we'll look to continue those ways here into the second half. Interesting, though, both teams played much better in the first quarter than the second quarter. Emory was up 26-25. But then in the second quarter, they outscored Rochester 17-9. They held Rochester to just 9 points in that second quarter. Of course, huge reason why they hold a 9-point lead. Another big reason they hold that 9-point lead is they are 100% from the free throw stripe. 9 of 9. So those 9 points are what their lead margin is as well. Leading scorer after the first half for the Eagles is Allison Chernow, 11 points for her. And then on the other side, 2 leading scorers, both with 8 points, Hannah Lindemuth and Juliana Okoniski for Rochester. Emory will start the ball here in this, or will start with the ball here in the second half. Lindsay Say working to the right side. Emory now going left to right. Now it's Allison Chernow, dished it over to Lindahl, top of the key, looking for somewhere to go. Dished it to Huggins over on the left wing. Huggins going back and forth with Okoniski, hands it off to Chernow. Chernow down the lane, nowhere to go. Looking for somewhere to retreat to, finally to Arado. 8 seconds to shoot, and a shot is put up just in front of the arc by Chernow, and it finds its home. Chernow continues to be on fire. That's now 13 points for her in this game. It's 45-34, Emory on top. Rochester now with it. Okoniski inside the paint, turnaround, puts up the hook shot off the glass and in. Okoniski is now in double digits, 10 points for her. Lindsay Say coming back quickly, finds a lane, tough shot, and it hits off the glass and finds its way into the basket. Tough shot there by Say. She has 6 points in this one. 47-36, 11-point lead for the Eagles. Fast action here in the third quarter. Coming down with it now is Foley. Foley, very tough shot, somehow makes that underhanded layup. And it's now 47-38. Emory still on top. Arado gets the pass from Say just to the left, or just to the right of the block there. Tries to put up a tough shot off the glass. It doesn't fall. Goes into the hands of the Yellow Jackets. Lindemuth has it near the Eagles logo. Now passes it over to Foley. Foley, tough pass is saved by Ludwig as she leaps out of bounds to keep it in play. Now a 3 put up by Foley, well short. Skims off the underside of the rim and goes out of bounds. So a great save by Ludwig, but it goes for naught. And the Eagles take over. Just over 8 minutes to play in the third quarter. Lindsay Say will work right side. Stops the dribble. Again, tries to find a lane to the left, but can't find it again. Finally dished it over to Arado. Arado working her way left to right, now back to the left side, hands it to Lindahl from 3, and she buries it. Lindahl with her second 3 of the game. She's up to 10 points now, 50-38. Emory on top. Inside is Okoniski for Rochester, spins in the paint. Shot spins around the rim and finds its way home. Okoniski now with 12 points. She continues to have a fantastic game. 50-40, 10-point lead for the Eagles. Huggins to Lindahl. Lindahl long pass to Chernow, wide open 3, and it's just off the heel of the rim, no good from the right corner. Rebound is picked up by Lindemuth. Some contact there, and they're going to get Tori Huggins for the foul. Her first foul of the game. And it will be Callie McCulley inbounding it to Tessa Ludwig, Rochester. Okoniski working her way right towards the Rochester bench. Now dished it off to Foley. Foley. And now it's Okoniski. Okoniski driving in, tries a left-handed hook shot. Hits off the heel of the rim, and Say will take over. Say to Huggins. Huggins inside the paint, tries to put up a tough shot, doesn't fall. Battling for the ball were her and Okoniski, and it will remain Emory ball. Okoniski with the last touch. Blair Ripley enters the game for Emory. And gets the inbound from Say, hands it back to her. Now Lindahl fakes a shot from the top of the key, now working left side. Puts the brakes on, back to Arado. Arado to Say. Say working left side, has a lane and hits it off the glass, and it falls home. Lindsay Say continues her scoring, up to 8 points for her. 6.5 to go here in the third quarter. It's 52-40. Emory with the lead. Rochester with the ball, and a whistle is called. There's going to be a foul on Erin Lindahl. It's her first foul. Inbounding it is Ludwig. Ludwig gives it to Sestrick. Sestrick over to Lindemuth. Lindemuth jumper from just inside the arc, and that finds its way. Lindemuth is up to 10 points now. Coming back down quickly are the Eagles, and a three is buried by Chernow from the right corner. Chernow is absolutely on fire. It's 55-42. Chernow with 16 points in this contest for the Eagles. Sestrick hands it off to Lindemuth. Lindemuth just to the left of the key. Thought about battling Lindahl, then put the brakes on. Kicks it out to Loiseau. Loiseau loses the handle of it. It's picked up, though, by Ludwig, but then she loses it, and the Eagles will take over. Chernow working in front of the Emory bench. Lob pass to Arado, almost loses it, but does grab at the last second. Back out to Ripley, top of the key. Ripley to Say, wide open Lindahl, and it's short off the iron, but she goes for her own rebound, but is thrown to the ground. And it will remain Emory ball, as that'll be a foul on Rochester. Foul will go against Sestrick, her second. So 55-42, Emory leads Rochester with 5:30 to go in the third quarter. Say will inbound to Chernow on the right wing. Chernow holding onto the ball, now working left. Almost found a lane, now retreats right, under the basket, back out to Arado. 8 seconds to shoot for Emory. Three put up by Weiss, and it's no good, but the rebound is grabbed by Arado. She tries to put up a shot and is fouled by Mayer, who was on the ground. Reached out and grabbed Arado. And Arado will go to the free throw line the first time today. Second foul for Mayer. Timeout is now called. There were no timeouts called in the first half by either side. This is the first timeout called of the game. I believe it was called by Rochester. 55-42, Emory leads with 5:15 to go here in the third quarter. So far, Allison Chernow is having an absolutely fantastic game. 16 points for her. She already has 5 in this third quarter, including a big 3. Big quarter for Lindsay Say. She has herself 4 points already. 8 points on the day. And on the other side of the court is Juliana Okaniski with 4 more points already to add to her 8. 12 points for her today. And then 10 points for Hannah Lindemuth. A lot of scoring in this one. Again, already 55-42. With still 5:15 to go in the third quarter. Heading to the line is going to be Anna Arado for the first time this afternoon. Arado shooting 90% from the free throw line so far this season, 9 of 10. Timeout's over. She spins the ball, few bounces, and buries the first one without a problem. Makes the score 56-42. Arado, second one, finds its way as well. 57-42 the score. Emory on top of Rochester. With it now for the Yellow Jackets is Mayer, working right side. Now dishes it over. 3 is put up and does not fall. 3 put up there by Lindemuth. And Emory will take over. Chernow, left wing. Back and forth to Ripley, just to the right of the key. Now finds a lane. Tough shot inside the paint. No good. Goes for her own rebound, but instead knocks it out of bounds. Rochester will take over. Tight defense here being played by the Eagles. We've seen that most of the afternoon, and it's paid dividends. Again, holding Rochester to just 9 points there in that second quarter. Nice shot put up by Ludwig. She draws the foul as well. So Ludwig makes that one and will go to the line for a 3-point play. Foul is going to be on Ripley, her third foul of the game. It's 57-44. Ludwig this season, 76% from the stripe, 25 of 33. Trying for the 3-point play. Shots up and in, nothing but net. Makes it 57-45 in favor of Emory. Emory coming down quickly. Weiss over to Say to Huggins. Huggins to Chernow in front of the Emory bench. Back to Huggins. All the way back to Weiss. She thought about shooting a three, but instead dished it underneath to Huggins. Back to Weiss. Open from three, and it's wide right off the rim. Picked up by Ludwig. Back come the Yellow Jackets. Ludwig to the free throw stripe. Back out now to Lindemuth. Runs into traffic. Dish it out. Wide open Mayer from three, and it's little long. Rebound grabbed by Weiss. Emory back with it. Fast break here for Arado under the basket. Up and in. Great transition for Emory there. Say to Arado. And it's now 59-45. Emory continues to take it to Rochester. Shot put up and does not fall by Okoniski, but the rebound grabbed by Sestrick. Her shot doesn't fall as well. Picked up by Okoniski under the basket. Back to Sestrick again, and again off the heel of the rim. 3 chances there for Rochester. None of them fall, and Chernow will grab the board. Pass to Huggins, top of the key for Emory. Back to Chernow in front of the Emory bench. Emory slowing things down a little bit this possession. Overhead long pass to Huggins. Huggins battling and makes the shot off the glass. Huggins up to 10 points in this contest. It's now 61-45. Emory starting to pull ahead of Rochester. Okoniski, turnaround jumper, buries it. So Okoniski with 14 points in this one, 61-47, but Emory right back on the attack. Chernow in front of the Emory bench, directing traffic. Also can see Coach Jackson screaming out plays as well. Pass to Huggins is tipped, but Say grabs it anyway, and her pass is taken away by Rochester. Easy fast break by Okoniski, and she nails that layup. It's now 61-49, so a tough turnover there for Emory. We'll see if they tighten it up a little bit here. Say to Chernow, now inside to Huggins. Overhand pass to Arado, couldn't quite get a shot off. Weiss now from three, wide right off the rim. Picked up though by Chernow. And now it's back to Arado. Arado to Weiss. Weiss from deep, and she nails it. Weiss with their second three of the contest. 64-49 timeout is now called. And we will take a quick break here. 64-49, Emory is on top of Rochester. 2:08 to go here in the third quarter. We've seen scoring a plenty here. Chernow, 16 points, leads the team for Emory. Lindahl just behind her with 10. And then 3 players with 8 points, Say, Arado, and Huggins. On the other side, it's Okoniski leading the way, 16 points for Rochester. Just behind her with 10 is Lindemuth. Also, Okoniski only 2 rebounds away from a double-double in this contest. So both teams are ready to go. Emory has closed the rebound gap now to just 7. They're 7 behind Rochester, 28-21. Done a great job here in this quarter. Rochester starts off with the ball. Lindemuth with it, puts up a shot from the free throw line, no good. Rebound is almost gotten by Huggins, but she can't quite get it before it goes out of bounds. But it doesn't matter because it was last touched by Rochester. So Eagles have the ball. It's Weiss over on the right wing. Now to Lindahl. Had an open shot for a second, didn't take it, had a lane instead. Drives the lane and puts up the fingertip roll in off the glass and just hanging on the end of the rim. does the ball before it falls. Right back with it is Rochester. Shot put up and in by McCulley. And it's 66-51 with about a minute 20 to go here in the third. Clara Brock is in the game for Emory. She has the ball top of the key over to Chernow. Chernow, lob pass to Huggins. She puts it up from the left elbow, rattles around the rim, no good. And the rebound is picked up by McCulley. And Rochester takes over. Crossing the Eagles' head is Lindemuth. Weiss on her. Now it's to Okoniski, right wing. Over to McCulley. Inside to Okoniski. She's near the left block. Puts up a jumper. And it spins around the rim, no good. But the rebound grabbed by Sestrick. She puts up a shot. It is rejected by Huggins, but Sestrick still holds on to it. And now Rochester with it again. Wide open layup. Coming in for that was Lauer. Her first points of the game, and it's 66-53, 30 seconds to go in the third quarter. Weiss over to Brock. Brock to Chernow in front of the Emory bench. Inside bounce pass to Huggins. She puts up a shot from the left elbow, and it does not fall. Picked up by Rochester. 19 seconds to go. Long pass to Sestrick. She grabs it but falls to the ground. Still holds on to it. Dribbling right side, inside the paint. Tough shot put up, no good, but she does draw the foul. The foul is going to be on Molly Weiss. Her first foul of the game. Heading to shoot a couple is Sestrick, her second time at the line. She's 2 of 2 today. Few dribbles, puts up the shot. It lands. 66-54. Just 10 seconds to go here in the third. Second shot up. That does not fall. Rebound is grabbed by Huggins. Emory will try for one last shot. Chernow working down the right side. 4 seconds to go. Near the top of the key. Tries to pass to Huggins, who was not ready, and that will end the third quarter. Huggins thought Chernow was going to take the final shot. She tries to get it to Huggins. A little bit of miscommunication there, but that ends the third quarter. Third quarter ends. Emory is still on top. The score is 66-54. Good quarter there for the Eagles. Scoring leaders after that quarter. Allison Chernow, 16 points. Just behind her, Erin Lindahl with 12. 8 points for Anna Arado. 8 points for Lindsay Say. Tori Huggins with 8 as well. Four points for Ripley. 6 points for Weiss. 4 points for Alza. On the other side for the Yellow Jackets, leading away is Okoniski. 16 points for her. 8 points for her in that third quarter alone. Big quarter for her. Lindemuth has 10. The two leading scorers. See what these two squads are able to do here in the fourth and final quarter. Emory leads 66-54, 12-point lead for the Eagles. See if they can finish it out in their first conference matchup of this 2019-2020 season against the Rochester Yellow Jackets. Rochester will start off with it. It is Lindemuth in front of her own bench on the right side. Now it's all the way over to Lauer. Lauer back to Lindemuth. Lindemuth working near the top of the key, battling with Lindsay Say. Now dish it over to Fornes. Fornes over to Foley from 3. Clanks off the back of the rim, and it will go out of bounds. Trying to save it there was McCulley, unsuccessfully. Emory will take over. Ripley inbounds to Say. And will take her time crossing the timeline. Now working to the right. Open on the right wing, back to Ripley, top of the key. Ripley left-hand dribble, tries a lob pass intended for Lindahl. A little bit too far as Lindahl. Looks like she might have slipped there, and it goes out of bounds. Rochester ball. Coming quickly with it is Lindemuth. Long pass to McCulley, and now the pass over to Lauer. Lauer in trouble, finally gets it out to Lindemuth. Working right side. Back out to Foley. Foley all the way over to Lauer. Lauer near the free throw stripe, heavily guarded by Lindahl. 8 seconds to shoot. Now working left is Lindemuth. Lindemuth, desperation shot and a lot of traffic. Doesn't fall, grabbed by Arado, and Emory takes over. Lindsay Say with the fast break. Pass to Lindahl, wide open off the glass and in. Lindahl, 14 points for her, 68-54. Emory on top. Open pass is a little bit off target for Rochester, intended for Lauer, and it goes out of bounds off her fingertips, and Emory will take over yet again. So Rochester trying to come back a little bit too quickly, and they end up giving it back to the Eagles. Say to Ripley, open on the left elbow, and it finds its way home. Ripley with a nice jumper. She's got 6 points in this contest. 70-54 as Emory pulls ahead. 8:20 to go in the game. Long pass over to Foley. Foley now to Lauer. Lauer over in front of the Rochester bench to McCulley. And now to Lindemuth on the left wing. Back right side. Lauer with a jump shot blocked by Chernow. And the rebound is grabbed, and the ball, is grabbed by Weiss. She gives it to Say, who brings it across the court. Back to Weiss. Open from deep, and it's in. Weiss with a huge three, her third three of the contest. 73-54. It is a 19-point lead for Emory, and a timeout is called by Rochester. Coach Jim Scheibel trying to get his team calmed down as Emory is starting to pick them apart. 7:51 to go in the game, 73-54. Emory leading Rochester, trying to start the conference season off with a win and trying to get their 5th win in a row. Emory this season, a perfect 5-0 at home, trying to make it 6-0. Their only 2 losses came on the road. Rochester, they're a perfect 2-0 on the road coming into this one. And if this stands, they'll end the day 2-1. Rochester starts off. Inbound goes to Fagan. Fagan battling with Weiss as she crosses the center line. Dishes it over to Lindemuth. Lindemuth over the top to Okoniski, battling through 2 bodies, and Ripley's able to knock it down. It's picked up, though, by Rochester yet again. And Okoniski with a second chance. That layup finds its way home. Okoniski collapses to the ground. Looks like she might have taken a little bit of contact there, but she quickly runs it off. It's 73-56. Emory on top. Wide open Ripley from 3, and it doesn't find its way home. Rattles around the iron. Okoniski comes up with the board. Rochester trying to get back in this game. Sestrick battling with Auza, who has entered the game for the Eagles. Turnaround jumper by Lindemuth. It bounces off the back, front, back, and then of the rim, then finally finds its way in. Lindemuth with 12. Emory coming right back with it. The shot by Weiss is no good. Hits the underside of the backboard. And Rochester. Okoniski battling Ripley. Tries to put up a shot, but Ripley takes it away. Great defense by Blair Ripley. And then the pass from Lindsay Say is a little bit too high there for Arado. Good defense there by the Eagles, and it's poked away. So the Eagles will inbound it from underneath their own basket. 6:27 to go in the game. Say looking for somewhere to go. Finally, chest pass to Ripley behind the arc, and now driving in. She loses a handle of it, but finds it again. Turns around, tries to put up a shot. And I believe they're going to say it's a travel there. So timeout is called. I believe that one was by the Eagles. And so we'll take a quick break here. 6:21 to go in this ball game. 73-58, Emory leading Rochester. Big game already for the Eagles. It was close in the first quarter, 26-25. But the second quarter is really where the Eagles pulled away. 17 points in that quarter to just 9 from Rochester. They ended the half up 43-34 and really haven't looked back since, leading 73-58 here in the fourth quarter. So Lindsay Say ready to inbound it, gives it to Ripley. Ripley back to Say, had a little lane, but then pumped the brakes, tried to eat up a little bit more clock. Gives it to Molly Weiss on the right wing. Pick set by Ripley, but Weiss unable to take advantage of it. Nice defense there. Ripley open though, shot from inside the arc, no good. Alza tried to go up for the rebound, but it finds its way into the hands of Loiseau. So Rochester takes over. Fagan crosses the timeline. Overhead pass to Sestrick. Sestrick in the UAA logo, now working right side. Behind the back dribble. Over to Lindemuth, inside to Loiseau, but great defense there by Arado. Gets it out to Okoniski. She tries to put up a desperation shot, but draws the foul. I believe they're going to get Ripley on that, and that'll be Ripley's 4th foul. So Ripley will exit the game. Also Arado and Weiss will leave. Going back in is Chernow, Huggins, and Lindahl. So ready to shoot a couple of shots is Okoniski. First one up and in, nothing but net. Okoniski today is 3 for 5. Trying to make it 4 for 6 here. Shot up, and this one no good. So the score is 73-59, Eagles on top. Lindsay Say coming quickly for Emory, and now stops. Dished it over to Chernow on the right wing. Chernow working left. Finds a lane, a jumper inside the paint, hits off both sides of the rim, no good. Gets her own rebound, though, and will retreat back behind the arc in front of the Emory bench. Chernow driving in, and a whistle is called. I believe they're going to get her with an up and over. They will. It'll be a turnover and Rochester ball. 5:23 to go in this one. Fagan gets the inbound, crosses the eagle head. And her pass is poked away by Alza. She couldn't quite get a handle of it to capitalize on the fast break, and it finds its way out of play. Still a great defensive effort there by Alza. Inbound now, in front of the scorer's table for Rochester. Okoniski, inside pass to Loiseau. She puts up a shot, no good. It's short. Nice defense by Huggins. She gets the rebound. Comes back with it, tight defense, and gives it over to Sade across the timeline. Say again right side. Wide open is Alza from the Emory bench. Passes a little high. She grabs it, though. Working left side, looking for room. Back to Huggins. Down the baseline. Underneath the basket. Back to the left side. Now to Alza. 8 seconds to shoot for the Eagles. Lindahl finds a little bit of a lane. Fakes a shot. Spins. 3 seconds now to shoot. Huggins puts up a shot right before the buzzer. Hits off the rim. No good. Picked up by Fagan. And Rochester takes over. Lindemuth, long pass to Okoniski, under the basket. Turnaround shot off the glass and in. Okoniski continues to be on fire. 21 points for her in this contest. 4:20 to go in the game. 73-61. Rochester closing the gap here. Eagles have been unable to score their last few possessions. Alza down the baseline, off the glass. No good, little long, and back in the hands of Rochester. Coming down with it is Lindemuth. Across the timeline now, waits for the play to develop. 4 minutes to go in this one. 12-point lead for the Eagles. Pass picked away by Alza. Down with the fast break, up off the glass, and in. So Alza almost did that earlier. Couldn't quite grab it after she poked it away. This time she does and capitalizes with 2. 75-61. Eagles are on top. 3:35 to go in the game. Shot put up and actually losing a handle of it there was Lindemuth. It goes out of bounds, poked away. And it will remain Rochester ball. Alza comes out of the game. An emphatic high five given by Coach Jackson as she sits on the bench. Back in the game is Molly Weiss. Fagan has it in the left corner for Rochester. Spins, has some room, puts up the shot, does not fall, gets an unfair bounce, but she does draw the foul. I believe they'll get Chernow for that foul. That's Chernow's second foul of the game. Going to shoot a couple is Fagan. This is Fagan's first time to line here today. First one up and in. Fagan this season, this is her first time at the line. Only her third game she's played in. Second shot, buries that one as well. Fagan dealing most of the season with a knee injury. Has it heavily braced on that left knee, finally getting some playing time. And it's 75-63, 12-point lead here for the Eagles. Clara Brock gives it over to Molly Weiss. Now it's back to Arado. Arado from deep, and it's in. Arado with a huge three, and it's 78-63. Eagles on top with 3 minutes to go. Arado's got 11 points in this one. Eagles continue to pile it on. Pass to Okoniski. She loses the handle of it, but gets it back. Driving in the paint, up off the glass, tough shot, and finds its way in. Okoniski just continues to score. 23 points for her. It's 78-65. With 2:45 to go in the game, Eagles are on top. They're going to try and eat some clock here. Chernow working right side. Inside pass to Huggins, way too far, and goes out of play. And it will be Rochester basketball. Fagan takes the inbound, battling with Weiss as she crosses the timeline. Working right side, near the right wing. Now pass to Sestrick. Sestrick, one dribble. Dished it back out. Fagan directing traffic. Pick trying to be set by Okoniski. Now she puts up a three off the heel of the rim. No good. Huggins comes down with it. Gives it to Brock, crossing the timeline. Just over 2 to go. Wide open is Molly Weiss, but she is fouled right as she puts the shot up, and will go for a couple of free ones. The foul was on Sestrick, her third foul of the game. This is the first time for Molly Weiss at the free throw stripe. Molly Weiss has 9 points, 3 threes, and now she's got 10 points, so she is in double digits. That's now the fourth Eagle in double-digit scoring here today. Second one in as well. She makes both of them. It's now 80-65, 15-point lead here for the Eagles with 2:05 to go in the game. Fagan gets the inbound, quickly crossing the timeline now, pumps the brakes. Battling Weiss, long pass inside to Ludwig. Now back to Fagan. Ludwig again, heavy defense by the Eagles. Ludwig trying to find a seam. Underhand layup, no good. Right into the hands of Ripley with the board. Say back down with it. Minute 40 to go in this one. 80-65. Emory still on top. Now trying to eat up a little clock here. Arado with it. Passes to Chernow. Chernow driving in. A little bit of a lane and tough layup and in. Chernow continues her scoring ways. 18 points for her. Minute 20 to go. Emory up 82-65. Fagan back and forth with it. Loses the handle. Ripley comes up with it, and it's back into the hands of the Eagles. Say quickly gives it to Weiss. Weiss on the right side. Passes over to Arado. And Arado will take this time to eat some clock. Dribbling on the Eagles' beak. Now working left side. Chernow with it in front of her own bench on the left side. Under a minute to play in this game. Chernow down the baseline. Her pass knocked away by Fagan. And Emory will have 7 seconds to shoot off this inbound. It'll be Arado over on the right side. About halfway in between the center stripe and the three-point line. Arado looking for somewhere to go with it. Gives it to Chernow. 5 seconds now to shoot. Chernow left side. A little bit of a lane. Tries to put up a shot. No good, but does take the foul. So Chernow will go to the line for the second time. She's 1 for 1. And the foul. And not sure who the foul was on there. They haven't put it up on the board. First shot up and in for Chernow. She's 2 for 2 from the stripe today. Up to 19 points. She's trying for 20 points here. It's up and in as well. 20 points today for Allison Chernow. 84-65. is the score. Under 50 seconds to go. Now we're at 40 seconds. Rochester trying to do something here in the waning seconds of this game. 3 put up and no good. Picked up, though, by the Eagles. Say now has it. The Eagles will be able to run down most of this clock. The foul was on Lindemuth back a few moments ago. 22 seconds, down to 20 seconds. Inside pass to Arado. Now it's back out to Chernow. They have 8 seconds to shoot. 10 seconds to go in the game. Chernow. Long pass to Ripley, up and in, under the glass. Coming back down to this Rochester, 3 seconds to go, and it's poked away by Molly Weiss, and that will end the ball game. Big win here for the Eagles in their first conference matchup of the season. They defeat the Rochester Yellow Jackets, final score of 86-65. So a beautiful way to start the conference season for this Eagles squad. That's their 5th win in a row. Their 6th win of the season at home. They are now 6-0, undefeated here at the Woodruff PE Center in this season. Yellow Jackets, they're now 0-1 conference play. They dropped to 6-6 on the season. Eagles improved to 10-2. Some finals real quick. Eagles, of course, win 86-65. They finished with 48% shooting from the field, 40% from 3, 100% from the free throw arc. An absolutely outstanding number. 15 of 15, not a single Eagle missed a free throw in this game. Unbelievable. Turnover battle, they won +7, 17-10. Only 10 turnovers, a very, very nice margin for the Eagles. And then total rebounds, they lost by just 4, 33 rebounds to 37 of Rochester. Leading scorer was Allison Chernow, 20 points in this contest. She normally averages just about 9.5, so she put on a show today. 20 points, 6 rebounds. But they also had 3 other players in the double digits. 14 points for Lindahl, 11 points both for Molly Weiss and Anna Arado, 8 points for each of Say, Huggins, and Ripley, and then 6 points for Alza. So fantastic performance here by the Eagles, and they continue to stay hot. They're now 1-0 in the UAA, their first conference game, and 10-2 on the season. Coming up next here for the Eagles, they are traveling to New York on Friday to take on NYU. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip. And then next for Rochester, they are in action on Friday as well against Brandeis University. They are on the roads. Those are what's coming up next. Eagles next at home on the 24th against Carnegie Mellon. So Friday the 24th, they will be back in Atlanta yet again. Well, that will do it for this broadcast. Again, the Eagles win by a score. Eagles win by a score of 86-65 over Rochester and are 10-2 on the season. Thank you so much for listening. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. This is Mark Cochran signing off.